welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Tonight I've got the recap for our grand final. CWL Rising, Aussie Addicts versus Gunma Samurai. You can see the result there, 84 to 86. So we lost by 2 stars, 0.4%. Where did it go down? You can see there was, where are we? They've gotten our 2 bottom Town Hall 10s. That was a tier 1, tier 2. Both of those were 10v10s, and they had 1 hit down fail. Obviously the 9s dealt with by the 9s. This team we faced this season, the most organised, open the 10s early. That gives their guys the best chance to plan. You can see they're 24 to 26 on the 3-star count. So just the 2 stars on our 11s, 57-52. But in saying that, just the 2 stars, they were low percentages, but 2 fresh hits. So 4 hits to clear all 3 bases. Comparing those 2 strats, you can see there we did 5 attacks to get 2 bases, they're number 1 and 3. We didn't have any Town Hall 10s really left at the stage, so we did a fresh hit, 11v11, Dave coming up with 87%. So at the end of the war, we were kind of rolling all dices. We basically got smashed at Town Hall 9 level. It's something we've struggled at for the last 4 to 6 weeks. Our 9s have gotten worse. And unfortunately, this war, they definitely were there. We only had 4 fresh 9v9s versus Gunma's 12, and we needed 7 hit down fails. Our tier 1, not to point any names or anything like that, he did have a hit down fail. So, I mean, we added the tier 1 in this war, knowing he hasn't had a lot of time and experience, but that's been us through the whole season. We give people a play. We haven't really lost our spirit of who we are as a team. You can see 8 defences on Vicent. That was our tier 2. It was the very last attempt they had. He did soak. You know, that was the 7th Town Hall 10 hit. So did soak a lot. They got marked fairly early, our tier 1. So in saying that, the enemy team did awesome. Lots and lots of 3 stars. Just the 1 hit down fail. We had 1 hit down fail as well for our 11v10s. Their 10s did really, really well in the assessments for our Town Hall 11 bases. From there, they had all 8 bases were opened by Town Hall 9s. Just a top unit all round. I didn't recall who got the 10v10s. There you go. Their number 10 got our number 10. Yeah, look, it's disappointing, you know. We haven't lost who we are as a team. At the same time, we've made it to the grand final. If you had have asked us at the start of the season where we think we would be, and if we said the grand final, I'd say no fucking way. You know, like, it's exciting. We've done well. We want to be the Aussie team that is up there, up top, 87%. It was close. It wasn't far off getting a 3-star, but even with that, we still wouldn't have got it. So I think the next season of CWL is going to be very exciting. And obviously, the rosters can be adjusted. So we've listed and been accepted into Rising again. Now, if you do actually go and look at my replays of YouTube, last time we faced Gunma, we beat them on percentage. This is exactly the same base, minus traps. They did minor trap adjustments. This was our sole 10v10. We got this on the first hit. So Vicent going in with a queen walk and a bowl of push. And you can see the loons early to get rid of a few defences. That's to help the side hurting. It was a pretty straight out attack. So they're tier 2. Basically, it's just got a few walls. It was probably the only one thing I noticed a difference was these guys, they didn't have fresh bases. This was exactly the same base with Tesla's positions. It was just traps were tweaked, obviously, last time we hit it. So I wonder whether that was a strategy. It very well could have been, was maybe they were trying to bait that. In the attack we did with it last time we met, it took, I think from memory, it was around 4 hits to get the 3-star, whereas this time we got it fresh doing it this way. Not fresh, sorry, it was opened by our Town Hall 9. So we did get some Town Hall 9 opens. We used 6 opens, but we had to have 7 hit downs in the end. It was just, we've lost it at Town Hall 9. As a team, we haven't progressed well with the meta changes, and that's something that at AA we definitely need to pull our finger out of our arse and progress along there. So you see a few hogs trickled at the end there. Wasn't sure whether that Inferno was going to go down, but this was done in the morning in the last couple of hours of the war. Big hit to where it was. Unfortunately, we couldn't get their tier 1. We ran out of attacks. The first Town Hall 10 attack versus it hit 98%. We had 2 more Town Hall 10s versus it, but didn't get it. Really, really unlucky. That would have changed the whole scheme, and we had a chance right up until the last sort of hour of war. Let's have a look at some of the Town Hall 9 fresh hits. There was only 4 fresh hits, so funnily enough, 2 of them were lava loons and 2 of them were Queen Walk hogs. With the base changes, with the meta changes, you're seeing a lot more bases defending versus the witch slap, and in effect that also means that you defend versus hogs. They're actually quite good bases versus hogs. You can see Dwee here draws the witches down with minions, uses King to track all the skellies to him. So old Jimmy Bob there, he's just a meat shield. And then the Queen popped out, removes the 2 witches and just lava loons. There's only 2 air defences left. One of the expos is on ground. The blowers are not going to affect very much at all, and a rage skelly spell dropped on the Queen. So there was a bomb tower close by, but with the pops, it was 4 hounds. I think it was quad. It was just too easy a raid. This is the thing you're seeing with the witch bases, is that a lot of them, they did run quite a few exposed clan castles, and I don't know that the Town Hall 9 bases were the best we've seen, but I just think it's more our 9s haven't adjusted well with the meta changes. So it's a bit disappointing to lose based on the fact that we wasted so many hit downs. We were 2 from 5 attacks on their Town Hall 11, so we still had plenty of room. It was just the pure fact we used 7 hit downs, and yeah, what can you say for a final? A little bit disappointing. We hope to put up a good fight to the fellas, but I mean the 20 slots were full at the end of the war. All 20 slots, an attack would be up, and there would be 20 slots watching it within the first 5 seconds. So it's definitely a very popular ending to a war. Streamed throughout most of it through Rorak, and Dia jumped in as well, Diash from Down Under. You can see here Wallace, he's going in with a lava loon as well, so draws that clan castle through haste loons at the start, and then just gets the Queen kill as well. So this base had 2 ground expos, and this was a very, very simple kill as well in the end. So great base read to be at one of the only 4 fresh hits for us. So yeah, Gunma, they had 12, so triple the amount. It's been a story for us for the last, like I said, 4 to 6 weeks, and it's something we need to change. Going forward though, very excited, you know, like to make the grand final. We won a lot of wars that we definitely were not tipped to win. We did consider as a clan whether we wanted to list towards going towards Premier, but we just don't have the depth at the moment. This is something we're working on. We're definitely working on Clash in Australia in the ACA, that's the Aussie Clan Alliance, and getting our teams all up to scratch and doing all these kinds of things that help us build long term. That's what we're hoping for. We hope to be able to go towards a Premier or an invite sort of style, but it just takes time. We can't rush it. We've gone from 3 leagues, you know, one league we were running 2.5, the next league we were running 2.5 to running 3.8, and then season 3 of CWL, you're able to adjust the breakdowns. We're actually hoping to get more Town Hall 10s in next season, and I know obviously tier 1s probably aren't going to be so prevalent, but the clans are allowed to organise to go a heavier breakdown if both agree. So you might see some more rising breakdowns are going to be very similar to what the Premier baseline is anyway, because I mean a lot of clans out there, we do the 6, 14, 6, 16 potlucks. You can get the players together. I don't know whether it would be the same in league play. You can see here Queen Walk Skelly Spell for the enemy Queen. It doesn't get the Queen down, so she still survives. The hogs are going to die off at the end there. So this was one of the successful raids that was actually a hog based, and you can see a troll, a giant bomb at the end there. These guys, they did have quite a few fresh designs on the 9s where you just would not pick some of the traps or the Teslas. Lots of Tesla farms, lots of just random places that you might start a Queen Walk or you might start some trash, and it worked really well. Put a lot of our guys off, and yeah, it was refreshing. I probably saw more work on their Town Hall 9 bases than their Town Hall 10s. There was at least 2 bases that were exactly the same as last time. So yeah, it was one of those things. We'll have a look now at 27. So overall, this was Ben's attack. Ben is a down under, and yeah, came in for the finals. Yeah, really exciting, like to have the finals. We met a lot of clans that we got along with well. A lot of those clans have relisted for Rising, and some have moved up to Premier. The lists were out tonight. That you can find all that through on social media, and I'm not sure if they're on the websites and that yet. But you can see here Ben going in with a Queen Walk. He used a Jimmy Bob sacrifice to start off with. That was to get the enemy king, do a little bit of hurting to make sure his queen walked clockwise. That was the intention. We did discuss that beforehand. And he done really well to work it through. It was quite a bit of a stressful raid, I think, there. Not a lot of hogs. 18 once he's sort of got there. I think he's got Clan Castle hogs, but 3 heals, 1 rage. It was a good spot there to drop that queen in the inside, because that Expo was going to give him grief either way. And you can see the hogs going down there with the 2-finger, the old stink finger sort of thing. Couple of double giant bombs these guys ran, even with little bombs, with the ghetto bombs. So yeah, it was really good to see. Like you wouldn't expect people to run double giant bombs anymore, but these guys did. So well done, Ben, just the 1 3-star for that. So yeah, like the end of any sort of sport, end of season, 4 months, like 18 weeks to get here. We're a little bit tired at the end, and we'll go through our playlist and all that kind of stuff, but nothing major from there. Like we had a really great season. Thanks, Gunma. That's 1-1 for us for the season. They come away with a big W and take it away. So big props to them, and yeah, clash on.
You can bet your ass that we gon' get it crackin' like the Kraken and Titans when they're clashing. Get your brains blasting so bad you gon' have Kurt Cobain asking an autograph.